Obesity has become one of the most serious health challenges of the modern world, affecting millions of people across every country. For the first time in history, children are expected to live shorter lives than their parents due to lifestyle-related diseases. This rapid change has placed an enormous burden on families, healthcare systems, and societies as a whole. Just a few decades ago, being overweight was uncommon and stood out in everyday life. Today, excess weight has become normalized, making it harder to recognize how dangerous it truly is. This shift has happened too quickly to be explained by genetics alone, pointing toward environmental and dietary causes. One of the biggest drivers of obesity is the dramatic change in how we eat. Traditional meals made from whole foods have been replaced by highly processed products designed for convenience and taste. These foods are often cheap, addictive, and engineered to encourage overeating. Sugar plays a central role in this problem and is now found in foods people do not expect. Cereals, sauces, breads, drinks, and even so-called healthy products contain large amounts of added sugar. Consuming sugar in excess overwhelms the body and disrupts normal metabolic processes. Inside the body, hormones are meant to regulate hunger and fullness. Leptin signals when we have eaten enough, while insulin helps control blood sugar levels. Constant exposure to high sugar levels interferes with these signals, causing the brain to ignore fullness cues. As insulin levels rise repeatedly, the body becomes resistant to its effects. This condition, known as insulin resistance, forces the pancreas to work harder and harder. Over time, this leads to type 2 diabetes and widespread metabolic damage. Type 2 diabetes is not just about high blood sugar. It increases the risk of heart disease, kidney failure, nerve damage, blindness, and stroke. When poorly managed, it can shorten life expectancy by more than a decade. Fat storage is also more dangerous than it appears from the outside. Visceral fat, which surrounds internal organs, is especially harmful to health. This type of fat interferes with organ function and increases inflammation throughout the body. One organ particularly affected by obesity is the liver. Excess sugar and refined carbohydrates are converted into fat inside the liver. This can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which now surpasses alcohol as a leading cause of liver failure. Obesity also affects the brain and mental health. Studies show links between poor diet, cognitive decline, and reduced ability to concentrate. Over time, metabolic dysfunction may increase the risk of dementia and neurological disorders. The rise of processed food has changed how people eat without them realizing it. Many products are built from refined starches, sugar, and industrial oils rather than whole ingredients. These foods deliver high calories with very little nutritional value. Ultra-processed foods are designed to be irresistible. Their textures, flavors, and combinations of sugar and fat trigger reward centers in the brain. This makes moderation difficult and encourages habitual overeating. Scientific experiments show that diets high in processed foods cause rapid weight gain. In controlled studies, animals fed refined diets became obese, diabetic, and sick. These findings mirror what is happening in human populations worldwide. Blood sugar spikes caused by refined carbohydrates damage blood vessels over time. Cells in the eyes, kidneys, and nerves are especially vulnerable. This explains why diabetes often leads to blindness, kidney disease, and amputations. Public health advice in the past unintentionally made the problem worse. Fat was blamed for heart disease, while sugar and refined carbohydrates were promoted as healthy alternatives. This led to decades of low-fat, high-sugar dietary recommendations. As fat was removed from foods, sugar was added to maintain taste and texture. The result was a food supply higher in calories but lower in nutrition. This shift quietly fueled rising obesity rates across the globe. Understanding food quality is just as important as counting calories. Not all calories affect the body in the same way. Foods that spike blood sugar quickly place far more stress on metabolism than slow-digesting whole foods. The glycemic index helps explain this difference. High glycemic foods raise blood sugar rapidly, while low glycemic foods provide steadier energy. Diets based on lower glycemic foods are linked to better weight control and metabolic health. Obesity is not a personal failure or a lack of willpower. It is the predictable result of an environment filled with engineered foods and constant stimulation. Recognizing this shifts the focus from blame to solutions. The good news is that metabolic damage can often be reversed. Reducing sugar, limiting processed foods, and choosing whole ingredients allows the body to heal. With consistent changes, insulin sensitivity can improve and fat stores can decrease. Addressing obesity requires awareness, education, and long-term commitment. Small daily choices compound over time to shape health outcomes. By understanding how modern diets affect the body, people can take back control of their health and future.